Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 247. Atari partners with Litecoin, Square Unveils auto payment tool, and Binance will not delete fake volumes. Hey, Bitcoin Jake, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here. Rocket to the moon, yes, hi. And Troy Polamalu, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining us again tonight, man. How is your short coming along? I think you said you were going to short the market, so I'm wondering how you played out, man. Let me know on the comments. We'll read them out in a second. Anyways, if you're catching this from live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We're willing to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Link is in the description. So is the link to the amazing articles that we cover here on this stream. Now, Bitcoin Jake saying he closed at 30% profit on a short. That is good, man. I'm glad that you made profit in a short. You said you usually do bad on the shorts. Troy Palmaloo says, I also put a long, which was a bad idea as I got out of that. When you say you got out of that, you mean you got stopped out, or did you actually like cancel your position? I'll tell you, I probably, like, I'm not sure if you wanted to hedge, right? You sold out, all right. I'm not sure if what you wanted to do was hedge against the market and hedge a little bit of your position, right? Close at a loss or liquidate it. All right, cool. Yeah, well, yeah, I think he said he just sold out. Anyways, there's strategies, right, that you can use where they're a little bit weird to explain, but you can put a short an X amount of times, right? And then put a long at another X amount of times with either less dough or a little bit more dough, depending on how you want to play it. And one of those two is going to trigger, right? And whichever one triggers basically covers the loss of the other plus maybe a little bit profit. You can probably figure it out by doing some math and how to do it and how to play it. This is going to depend also on the exchange fees that you have. Anything else, but you can certainly try and hedge it. You're going to be losing though, but while you get the hang of it, you can try to hedge. It has to go either up or down, right? So if you manage to do it in a way where you can cover yourself to the upside or the downside, so that if it goes one way, you'd probably not take that big of a hit, but if it goes the way you want, you probably take enough profit and then you don't lose that much. Still, there's ways you can cover yourself, right? Anyways, onto the screen where we do all the magic, right? I haven't even gone on Twitter and said that I'm gonna be live, man. Let me do that real quick though, because I want people to know that we're live, right? We want more people joining this amazing channel, man, with you guys here. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you for joining us again tonight, as you do almost every night. So, thanks. Let me just get this set up here. There we go. Sorry, guys. I started a little bit later than usual. It took me a while to get the internet working properly, man. I was having internet problems at home and prior to the stream starting, so it's good, man. Everything's working fine now. Alrighty, I apparently closed a screen that I want to have open. There we go. And there we go. Awesome. 6 people tuned in. Thank you guys for joining us. You guys are awesome, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the support. What is happening in the news, man? We do have articles to cover today. Now, what's happening? Well, we do have this article from Forbes that says, sudden major outage sparks serious Bitcoin exchange warning. Now, they are talking about BitMEX, right? Which once was branded as a Bitcoin casino, which lurched from crisis to crisis over the recent years. Now, as the price of makes another assault on the $10,000 per Bitcoin, basically there's a major BitMEX outage and has prompted warnings. Basically, the exchange is becoming increasingly unreliable, right? That is what this article sort of states at the beginning. Now it says that people started to say, like, I've been warning people about BitMEX for almost 3 years. That was being said by Scott Merger, an analyst, adding that BitMEX is a hoard exchange. Then people just said, I don't understand why people still trade there. Thank you, Streambots Element, for running, man. Oh, sure. Anyways, BitMEX, one of the largest Bitcoin derivatives exchange measured by open interest, has been losing market share to rival exchanges in the last months. though it still supports around 2 billion worth of Bitcoin futures trading volume over the last 24 hours, according to the data from Skew. BitMEX market share has been eroded by, like I said, other exchanges ramping up their Bitcoin and crypto derivatives offerings. And, however, problems for BitMEX have also caused users to seek alternatives that we talked about, right? Them being down, having weird outages. There's even accusations that they were like using fake volume or like inflating the price so that they can sell on the traders. So again, there are a lot of things that are happening with this exchange that are really not making it as popular. I've never traded there. I'm not sure how bad of an experience it actually is. But something I would want to do is, if my exchange is there, I want it to be open, particularly when the market is tanking and I want to close a position, right? So I don't want the exchange to go down for maintenance at awkward times, or when there's a lot of volume of people trading or whatever, So again, you're using BitMEX, or if you have used BitMEX and you had a bad experience, let us know on the chat or in the comments, right? I'm really intrigued as to how your relationship with this exchange is, right? Because I never used it, so I just believe that it's bad for business that something like this happens with an exchange. Now, the next article is from CoinDesk. It says Square unveils Bitcoin auto payments tool. Now, it is a subsidiary of Jack Dorsey's payment company, right? Square now allows users to make automatic purchases on Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. I think you start with $10. This does say farther on in the article, but it says that Dorsey said on Twitter that Cash App had from Monday enabled automatic purchases of Bitcoin at regular intervals, such as daily, weekly, or fortnightly, right? So for those of you who don't know, fortnightly every 15 days. Although there's a minimum of $10 purchase, the new feature provides users with the ability to gradually gain exposure to they're calling it the original cryptocurrency, without exposing themselves to too much volatility or risk. Cash App tweeted, by spreading purchases over time, you may minimize the impact of market swings. Look, that is true. And when I was working for Glencore, a trading company, what we used to do was hedge, right? And we used to do what was called quotational periods for prices of metals that we would agree to pay based on a future unknown price, and it would be over a period of time. So what we would do is we would hedge how much metal content was on the asset we were buying, because we were buying physicals. And what we would do is, like, basically every day go to the market and buy that corresponding amount. So what you ended up doing was buying the monthly average, right? So if you every day you go in and buy 1 Bitcoin a day, 1 Bitcoin a day, 1 Bitcoin a day, what you're gonna end up doing is buying a monthly average of Bitcoin. So if you do that for a whole year, what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up buying at the average of the year, right? So you end up like sort of hedging your position. Yes, it can take a drop, but the next, you bought high, the next day you buy low. It'll kind of average out, and in the end, you'll end up somewhere very, very close to the actual average of the yearly Bitcoin position, right? So again, it is a good way to add on to a position. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people want to add when it's increasing, or they want to average down as it's decreasing, and buy as it's going down, so that when it goes up, they'll do something. A lot of people don't really think about adding just a smidge of Bitcoin every day. Like, imagine you added, 100 sats, 200 sats every day. Every day. At the end of 365 days, you would have the average of however many sats you bought, and you wouldn't be really taking either a hit or a big gain, but you would just be at whatever the average is. And it could be that you're gaining if that average is up from when you started, or if it's going down, you would still be, or you wouldn't be gaining much if it goes up, but if it goes down, you probably still be making some money because you're still at the average. Anyways, it's a way to hedge, and yeah, I do believe it's cool that they're enabling it. It's not you could have it on a daily basis, right? So again, you could have a small amount of Bitcoin be bought at a daily basis. Like, I think the least they ask is for $10. So in a month, we're talking about spending maybe $300, let's say on average. So if you have that much money to spend, it could be a good way to start adding onto your Bitcoin position, right? Anyways, let's go to the next one. Hey, Henry, how's it going? Let's get that Bitcoin. Yeah, man, let's get that Bitcoin in a second, right? I do have 2 more articles to go through, right? First one, Atari. This is from Gamma Sutra. I'd never seen this website before. I do believe the article is interesting, right? And it's not very lengthy. It's very short, actually. It says Atari announced a partnership with Litecoin Foundation, which I believe is pretty cool. Now, the partnership between Atari and Litecoin Foundation will extend into multiple areas, including the use of Litecoin across gaming platforms within the Atari ecosystem, along with other potential ventures such as joint merchandising. Now, they do say Atari is like globally known for history, such as Asteroids and Breakout and Centipede and others, right? Again, a lot of people do know who Atari is, but I guess there's like younger people that might not be that familiar, or maybe older people that probably are not familiar, right? If you're not into gaming, you never got into gaming, you probably have no clue what Atari did or which games they did, right? Anyways, this will provide Litecoin users with the ability to use their coins in multiple ways throughout the Atari ecosystem. The first is as a means of investment into the soon-to-be-released Atari token. Now, the Atari token will have multiple uses, including the ability for holders of the token to manage, purchase, and track digital assets within the Atari ecosystem, and as a payment method in the recently announced Atari Casino. Now, casinos, whatever, man. I would much rather have something better from Atari. And maybe some games. And would I be buying some Atari token? Maybe, man. I don't like that it's going on with probably Litecoin, or if they're going to be associated with Litecoin. I'm not really keen on that asset, particularly because the owner sold out on people, right? He like sold at the top, and he didn't care about people. So again, not too much into the Litecoin. I had my doubts before going in, without him being out of the picture, it makes it a little bit more like Bitcoin, I would guess. But it hasn't really been performing that great, right? It has performed good sometimes, but I don't think it's at optimal potential, and it's just a copy of Bitcoin. It's just a little bit faster, right? And I think there's other assets that are much faster than Litecoin and could have more potential. So again, it is one of the big ones, and they could do something interesting with Atari. Who knows? Anyways, Litecoin will also become an option for purchasing the much anticipated new Atari BCS game console at discount. Now, the BCS is Atari's all-new PC console hybrid that will allow users to not only play hundreds of modern and classic video games and stream 4K video, but also allow users to create and upload their own games and apps for others to enjoy. Now, that could be pretty tight. If they have enough stuff there so you can actually code and make your own games, and it's easy enough for people to do, I do believe we could get a lot of stuff going on there, right? You like Litecoin and Dodge more than XRP? Look, man, I'll tell you something. I do like XRP more than Litecoin, man. And mainly because it's a project that has a use case and has a company backing it, or it's someone that's directing it. The only reason I don't like Litecoin for reals is because Charlie Lee sold on people, right? He sold at all-time high. He didn't believe in his project. He didn't want to be there. So he just took advantage and sold. And I do believe that's very, very weak, man. If he would have believed in the project, he should have held Litecoin still and, take it from there. But again, that is just my point. Again, that's cool that you like Litecoin and Dodge more. But Ripple dumps on XRP all the time. Yeah, I know, man. It's on the escrows, right? The 1 billion get released every month for the next, I can't remember how many months are left. But yeah, I do agree with you, man. They don't dump it, though. I mean, they stop the sales, or actually they lower the sales of the tokens. So they're not really selling all that much XRP anymore, which is going to reduce the amount of XRP that hits the market, right? So they're not dumping it. It just gets released, and then it goes back into escrow, whatever, it's not used. They were selling it to get funding and fund some projects, etc. And I would guess, yes, you could consider that dumping. You could consider that a sort of evasion. Like if someone gave you like $1 million but worth of XRP so that you can fund your project, but it's on a digital asset, the one that ends up selling it is you. So me as a company, I probably get some profit and I get some stake in your company or your business. But in the end, whoever has to pay the taxes is you, right? And the amounts are probably not disclosed because they're not properly disclosed because it's on an asset that cost them nothing, right? Because they pre-mined it and everything. So now they're just selling it at whatever market price is, and they're buying stuff or they're probably having company shares with stuff that cost them nothing. Now I'm not sure if they're really actually owning shares, but I do know that they're having a lot of companies being funded by their by the XRP, which is pretty cool. But then again, your mileage may vary. That's fine. That's what crypto's all about, right? It's a community, man. There's so many projects out there. So many people can't like a project. Some people don't like other projects, and that's great, man. That's what makes it so cool and so diverse. Anyways, yeah. So Charlie Lee the managing director of the Litecoin Foundation, said, "Many of us remember growing up and playing games from Atari. It's great to see Litecoin being used in a variety of different ways within the Atari ecosystem, from purchasing the new Atari VCS gaming console to being used as a way to invest in Atari tokens. The Litecoin Foundation is excited to see the possibilities a partnership like this can have, not only for Litecoin and cryptocurrencies, but also for the gaming industry and lifelong fans of Atari." Then he went on to say, "We are pleased to have Litecoin as a means of payment for the Atari token," right? That was being said by Fred Shanaz, is the CEO of Atari. "Litecoin is ease of use and low transaction costs make it a perfect fit for use along the Atari token and other projects." Now, I do believe that, someone did a good job at lobbying Litecoin to this CEO, right, to Fred Shanaz, or whatever his name is. But I do believe there's other coins that are much cheaper and much faster and probably even better than Litecoin, right? And that they're not coming up with mumble jumble or mimble wimble or whatever the project is, right? I do believe there's other projects out there that could be better for gaming, not necessarily Litecoin, right? But again, it's probably like Gambit. They probably want to get some more people buying Litecoin. Last article. This is from SoMag News. This article is horribly, horribly written. It really took me a while to grasp it. Now, look. This talks about Binance. The stock market rank prepared by CoinMarketCap after it was purchased by Binance was reacted by many people. This ranking, which was first criticized by the OKX team, then started to be criticized by Huobi. They call it a stock market. It's an exchange. Right? It's an exchange, not a stock market, guys. Get it right. They said some names in the crypto community. I'll just basically have to write it and read it and rewrite it. So some names in the crypto community say that it's not a coincidence that Binance is ranking at the top of this new ranking prepared by CoinMarketCap, and that this is done intentionally. Now, Changpeng Zhao said that the CoinMarketCap team was acting largely independently, and according to his statements, even though CoinMarketCap team has to inform Binance management about the development process of major projects, it can make decisions independently from Binance on many issues. Yeah, independently, right? They're probably controlling every move they make. Now, today, one of the biggest problems of the crypto, they call it the crypto money sector. I guess it's the cryptocurrency sector. It's probably fake volumes. They're probably from a different country, and they're using some Google Translate to get some of these done. So, it's really awkward how they went through this. Anyways, one of the biggest criteria that CoinMarketCap currently uses to rank exchanges is the trading volume on those exchanges. And then they talk about the fraudulent exchanges on the... But what about the fraudulent exchanges on the trading volume, right? They said that Changpeng stated that in order for CoinMarketCap to be 100% neutral, it needs to share every data from exchanges as it is with people. CoinMarketCap did exactly that, and then it happened. Most of the data from the exchanges turn out to be fake, but in order to decide which of these data is real and which is fake, it is necessary to be subjective, which is against the principle of impartiality. We can prepare an algorithm to extract fake data, or even we are preparing it, but even when deciding which algorithm to use, we will have to be subjective. So even though it has flaws, it seems like we have to continue with this system for now. So Xiao also stated that Binance was not deliberately placing, was not being deliberately placed on the first rank, right, or ranking first on the site, stating that each exchange is ranked according to certain criteria. And he stated that neither Binance nor any other exchange has been privileged. Do you guys really believe that Binance all of a sudden became the number one ranked exchange in CoinMarketCap, and they're not being privileged when they own the company, right? I mean, yeah, we're going to set the criteria, which we're going to grade ourselves, because we know where we're going to excel and where we're going to be ranked number first. So once we have that criteria, we're going to do this. And fake volume, yeah, I mean, we have fake volume, right? But we're going to leave it there because that fake volume really gets us to that number one spot. And if we create an algorithm that's going to detect fake volume, it's probably not going to detect our fake volume, right? It's just going to take everyone else's fake volume except for Binance. And, it's just BS. CoinMarketCap, good riddance. I'll still use it every now and then for some information. I'm just not going to trust it when I look at exchanges. I'm not going to trust it when I look at some things. I'm just probably going to look at some project information. That's it. I think Binance is going to screw this up royally. And just because they're involved, it just makes it so. It just makes them have a conflict of interest. It shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have not done that. They could have become partners, bought a piece of CoinMarketCap, but not buy it out completely. You know, it's just gonna make it so much worse. And I do hope that other people start to come out with ways that we can look at other websites where we can measure market cap, etc. Right? But that's it. That's for the news. Thank you guys for staying with us. Again, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that button, that sub. And while you do that, I'm going to play that small intro here on the side while I get the screen set up. And then we move on to the technicals, right? So stick with me for a second, and I'll be right back.
Let's make a movement.
And we are back. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We're going to start looking at the market cap and see what's going on. Bitcoin Jake had a comment. I forgot to look at it. It says, only issue with Dog is no halvings and no cap. But Litecoin is exactly the same code as Bitcoin, but 1/4 the block times and 4 times max supply. Yes, I agree. Litecoin is just a copy of Bitcoin code. And they just made it slightly faster, right? That's it. It's a cheaper version of Bitcoin that does exactly the same in a little bit less time, but there's so many more projects that do it much faster than Litecoin. Anyways, on to the technicals. What's happening? We're losing market cap yesterday. I know, money flew out of the cryptosphere. 2.40%, or approximately $6.36 billion. Today, a little bit more flowing out, 0.26%, approximately $850 million. Sitting at $257.71 billion of market cap, right? Again, we hit the 20, we're bouncing, that's good. Less negative momentum again, that's good. Starting to tighten on the Bollinger Band, so we could potentially get an explosion happening here. So we could buy Bitcoin dominance, right? What's happening with Bitcoin dominance? Again, going lower, hitting at 20, breaking down. So again, you know, losing dominance, which is good. I want Bitcoin to lose dominance. It usually performs better. So yesterday, losing 0.37%. Today, losing 0.09%. Sitting at 67.60% of market cap. The price of Bitcoin at $9,482 on the dot on this exchange. What happened yesterday? Moved down, hit the 20, bounce from it, right? Again, beautiful. We knew a movement to the downside would potentially have us hit the 20. Right now, we're still moving down a little bit. I'm not sure we're going to get a good bounce yet. Again, we might have a bearish day. Probably going to move down again. Still yet to be determined. Again, onto another Bitcoin. By the way, I did close my Bitcoin position at around 9,670. So I did lose a little bit. I had it open at 9,680. I closed it at 9,670. I didn't quite get to close it where I wanted, but you know, I knew I was screwing up when I was going in on divergence. Right? Remember how we talked about that divergence developing and how the market could potentially go down. And I was worried about the position. So again, you know, it did play out to the downside, unfortunately. So again, breaking below 20, also breaking below that 9,565, right? Look at this. We broke down, hit the 20. Here on this exchange, we actually moved all the way back here and hit that 786, right? That 786 at 9,087.55 on the fibs, right? Look at that beautiful wick, man. Coming down all the way down here, hitting that area and bouncing. The low, 9,100. So very close to where we have this, right? Bitcoin Jake. Everyone's still making videos on the Satoshi coins. Most likely candidates, Justin Trammell. Okay, cool. That's something from Twitter, I guess. Of the 40 Bitcoins that moved from 2009 today. All right. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I hadn't quite caught that news yet. So again, thank you for that, man. I didn't know some old Bitcoins moved. That's pretty sweet. Anyways, again, like I said, moving down, right? From February 2009. They hadn't moved from February 2009 until today. That's pretty cool. So we're moving up right now, right? Hitting that 9,565 and rejecting. So we had that exchange. We had this other one where we were broke below that 9,650, which we knew was going to happen. We hit here, we hit the 20, we bounced right at the 20, which is really good. Again, starting to make negative momentum, and I was hoping for this to die out and this to like pump. But again, we're starting to get tightness off the Bollinger Bands. We're probably going to close them a little bit more before we get a proper explosive move. So for that to happen, this needs to go down to bring him tighter and then bounce up and bring him tighter again and then potentially explode. Neutral on the RSI at 58.11. So go to the 4-hour chart. Again, this is the divergence that I called out when I went in, right? And I noticed that we went slightly higher. And from then on, I said, look, it's probably bad entry for me. 9,680. And I didn't exit up here. I didn't exit up here. Even though I had a chance. I said, we're going to wait. Probably hit the 20. We hit the 20 bounce. We hit this area at 9,650 and bounced. So I was hoping for bounce. And then here we had divergence on the 1 hour. And that's when I sold. So I'll show you that in a second. I have it traced. I looked at it earlier on the day as it was happening, and I said, look, I'm getting out, right? Anyways, what are we developing right now on the 4 hours, right? And obviously this is going to be orange because I traced stuff on the daily, right, on the 1 hour. And visibility just the 4 hour. There we go, anchor to here. Yay, Spotify ads. Let's play something else. Alright, so what are we looking at, right? So we're going from a low to a higher low. Negative momentum at 34.21. 38.39. Yes, we're making slightly more, right? And we're also going lower on that RSI, right? What we're creating is hidden bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside. We did get this candle going up. We're starting to move down again. Now, there's two things that can happen here. This hidden divergence can play out to slightly higher prices and have this go up, hit this 9,650 area and then reject, or it could still go down from here and then maybe we create a less negative momentum continuation here, and then we have strong bullish divergence and then we try to go for a pump, right? So that would be looking for that as an entry point. Again, there's nothing that says that this can also go down and tank a lot more, create another downward leg, make more negative momentum, and don't have divergence, right? But right now, what I would be looking for as an entry point is a price either to go down, have that break, or the price breaking above 9,650, which is also where the 20 simple moving average is at right now for the 4 hour. And if we break above that, we could potentially then start to target higher prices. But unless we don't break above that 9,650, I'll probably be waiting for another in. Neutral on the RSI at 45.32. So yes, I did took a small loss on Bitcoin. That's fine, right? You don't always make a win. But what is good is consistency and making more wins than you lose, right? That's what trading is about. Everyone takes hits. No, if someone comes in here and tell me they are a perfect trader, they never taken a loss, that is the biggest BS I've ever heard, man. And I can tell you that because everyone takes a hit. So a lot of people take a lot of hits, man, and that is just normal. Now let's go on to the 1 hour. What is happening here? I did tell you guys I drew divergence. I drew it on this chart. Right, we went from here to slightly higher, and then we went lower, and then also lower on the RSI. This is one I was looking at earlier when I took my exit. I didn't exit here. I was really hoping we were going to be able to hold the 20, which we didn't, and then it just went very, very quick. So I was very late. I was able to set up an out. It just wasn't where I wanted to have it, right? Bitcoin Jag, I've taken huge losses because one was 11 Ethereum, one was $50 each. Man, that's a good hit, man. That is a good hit. Now, what are we doing on the 1 hour, right? So this, I haven't traced on this chart. We do have it from here to here as well, right? It is a type of divergence that we're making, a type of bearish divergence. It's medium, right? On the other chart, it was strong, but here it's medium. And it's still enough to break us down, right? Now, look at this, right? So we broke down, right? Again, this was a very smooth break from that 9,650. It actually also broke through 9,565. From then on, we kind of wicked above it, right, for a candle. But below it, rejected now again. So that's why I'm looking for potential movement to downside still, right? We're weak to get above this area. And potentially, like I said, if we go from here to anywhere lower, right, we could create divergence like that and have strong bullish divergence and then potentially go for a bounce. That's something that I would like to see happening. I mean, sometimes they don't happen, right? Bitcoin from here, they're just gonna say, I'm gonna do U-turn and go up. So what I'm gonna do here, just so I know I talked about this, right? I'm gonna paint this in blue. And if I go like that, then I know we talked about this. And I forgot to anchor it to the 1 hour, man. That sucks. So now I have to anchor again. Right, I'm waiting for divergence to develop. That's my key, right? When I look at my notes or my chart, I know with this I'm expecting divergence, and I can just keep on tracking for it to happen. Now, same stuff would happen here on the RSI, right? However, on the RSI, moving down could certainly get us down to that oversold area again. We're now sitting sold at 36.86. Again, guys, if you're joining us, thank you for being here. And if you like what we do, hit that like, that bell, and that sub, right? Awesome. So again, like I said, potentially moving down still. And on this chart, like I said, I already called the divergence, right? So we moved down. Again, I was looking for this. When we lost at 20, I knew it was a chance we're probably going to lose 9,650. This was one very quick. I wasn't able to get out here at the 20. I wasn't going to wait for a test here. It looked like a very sharp, quick drop. And I already had a position set out very close to my exit, and it just didn't execute all. So, you know, divergence, yes, bearish. I'm not getting why you put the female sign there, man. I mean, or the inspector with the eye. Divergence, I don't get it, man. Thanks, though, for the emojis. Now I am puzzled as to why we have divergence with the feminine sign and the inspector. I can't see if it's a male or a female inspector, but you know, I just see them there. Anyways, what else is happening, right? What else is happening with Bitcoin? That's it, man. I'm like I said, we're weak to get up there. We're weak to get above this area, and I'm looking for this to like come down a little bit more, right? Potentially create bullish divergence and then pump. Again, like I said, there's nothing saying that this won't go down hard and we don't create divergence, right? That's why we have to keep watching the market, and we have to keep on looking at this. I'm not gonna be online later on. You guys, like, we're talking about this so you guys know what can potentially happen. And if you want to go in, I would wait for this to potentially get above that 9,565. If it gets there, you have the 20 immediately to look at. If you break above the 20, then you could probably place a position to the upside. Again, we did get expansion of the Bollinger Bands. And I'm not sure if yesterday we talked about the Bollinger Bands tightening, right? I think we were here. We said they're starting to tighten, and we could get an explosive move. We usually said that when we noticed tightening of the Bollinger Bands. And look, we got an explosive move today at 10 in the morning. Again, waiting for this to play out, right? That's it for Bitcoin. I'm going to move on to Ethereum. Again, if you guys want to look at a particular asset, let me know, and we will talk about it on the stream, right? So I just put it on the chat, and we'll look at it. What happened, right? Yesterday we lost very little, 0.09. Today yesterday we gained 0.22. Today we're losing 0.09. Sitting at 9.01% of market cap. Yes, it's getting over 9, right? I want this to go much higher. Ethereum sitting at $209.10. Man, did we lose this area, right? The 618 at 213.23 or 28. 21, 23, I guess. Somewhere around that area, right? It's just very, very minuscule. It's a couple cents. We knew it was a chance. We had created divergence. We talked about this the other day, yesterday, right? So we moved down, right? We almost hit the 20 bounce. And right now, we're just floating in no man's land. Really trying to figure out if we want to retest this area here at 213.23, or we're gonna go lower, touch the 20 again, and maybe break to 193 area, right? We know those are potential areas where we can have support. Support here at the 20, support here, and maybe support here at the 50% line, also at 189 and change, right? So again, those are potential targets of this. Bitcoin Jane is dabbing. Bitcoin Jake is dabbing. Sorry for some reason. Sorry, man. I think I just said Jane first. I'm not sure why, but cool, man. Rejecting, right? We've been flirting with this area for a while. We called it out. We called this out yesterday. We know there was a chance we could break down. Also on Bitcoin, right? We talked about the potential movement to the downside. So sitting neutral on the RSI, 56.52. I'm going to move on to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, again, also divergence. When? Yesterday. When we were live. I called this one out. We said, look, man, we're going to zero. We're going here to negative. So potential movement to the downside, and down we moved, right? So again, this candle was red when we came live. We lost that 618. Then, you know, we flirted with it for a bit, failed to get above it. Look at this, perfectly kissing it, right? Then we failed to get above it, failed to get above it, broke below 20. Right now, we rejected the 20 on the 4 hours, and we're starting to channel. So again, we had expansion of the Bollinger Bands. We're starting to tighten. We can get an explosive move. Wait for it to happen. Now, negative momentum still building, so we gotta wait for this to cool off a little bit and then trace something. The only thing I would say we have right now on the 4 hours, and now I gotta make this yellow again. It was all yellow, mellow too, right? There we go. There we go, right? So what we'll be creating is, right, we're going from a low to a higher low with negative momentum to more negative momentum. And on the RSI, are we going higher? Yes, we are. So in the RSI, we don't have anything. But against the MACD, we would have hidden bullish potential price action to the upside, right? So again, waiting for this to play out. We did get the movement up, failing at the 20. Right, there's a chance we could go down, seek lower prices, and create divergence. Same stuff that's happening with Bitcoin. Let's go to the 1 hour. Look, 7, right? 10. We're here. We called divergence, set action to downside. We did try to recover and fail. We tried to recover even a little bit more and failed still. From then on, we just broke down like crazy. So again, yeah, not a lot, right? We didn't even pump that high, so it wasn't a good entry, man. Like flirting with resistance with after having divergence. It wasn't a good in. Oh man, let's see this. All this is noise. More, right? More here as well. Going higher, less negative momentum, higher on the RSI. Neutral, sold, sorry, at 39.83. Not a lot happening on the 1 hour. We're rejecting the 20 and we're starting to move down. And again, we know when we reject the 20, we usually seek lower prices. Now let's look at this other chart. Do we have something on this one, man? I'm wondering, man. Because Ethereum charts were a little bit weird the other day. And they were not all in sync. So I want to see if this is the same stuff happening, right? No, that's cool. They'll look the same. So again, I'm not going to call anything right now on Ethereum. I'm going to wait for it to play out a little bit more, right? And again, I will probably be expecting to create some divergence before we try to rally again. That's just my expectation. Again, like I said, if Bitcoin goes up like crazy, this could go up like crazy, right? Let's move on to XRP. Sharpie, what's happening with Sharpie? XRP yesterday, gaining market cap 0.67%. Today gaining 0.20%, sitting at 3.44% of market cap. The price of XRP at 20.106 cents. And what are we doing, man? We're back in this area, right? At 23.39. Look at this, beautiful. We moved down. Where did we hit? 19.758, right? We knew we could hit this area. I'm not sure if we had hit it yesterday when we were doing the stream, but we knew we could hit this area, and you know, I think we already had hit it and probably get a bounce. No, I think we opened and we were moving down. Maybe this probably happened around the same time Bitcoin moved down, so maybe 10 in the morning. So we probably didn't talk about this movement down, but we knew if we moved down, we could hit this area. And then look, we're moving up, and what are we hitting? The 23.39, right? So we're hitting again known supports and resistances, and we're rejecting also the lower and the higher. So we're gonna be, I'm not sure how long we're gonna be in this range. Just watch out, that negative momentum still stagnating, and neutral on the RSI at 48.09. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, what do we call bearish divergence on the 17th? Since then we moved down, tried to rally but failed. Move down lower, right? Making negative momentum, neutral on the RSI at 45.09. And again, this movement happened at 7 in the morning, so that's 7 to 10, 7 to 11 range. So it happened, right? Now, what we can say we had also, and it's just across the market, right? We have this across the market on the 4 hours. Beautiful. There we go, right? That hidden divergence. Potential movement to the upside. Up we moved. Haven't hit the 20 yet, but we're rejecting. On the 1 hour, let's go. Bearish divergence, right? We even gone a little bit higher, right? Again, for some reason we have this gap going here. I'm not sure we actually gap from down here all the way to up there. I do believe it could be a miss. Something happening here with the chart that is off, man. Again, this seems like we, for some reason, gapped right at the hour. Here we go. This one's a little bit better, right? So again, we knew we had divergence. When it was almost there. For some reason, we have this gap on price up. I'm not sure what happened on this exchange. Maybe there was no volume and it cut up later on. You know, I'm not sure. But anyways, we should have opened right off the side here, right? But weird what happened with this candle. Anyways, we had divergence. We knew we were going to move down. We did move down. Hit this area, 23.39. Tried to get bounce. Failed. Look, same time that Bitcoin moved down, right? 10. Right? Bitcoin moving the market. That's what we've been saying. 10 in the morning. Moved down. Hit this area. Rejected. Didn't reject as good as Bitcoin. Bitcoin recovered better, I think. From then on, it has been recovering. Hit the 20. Rejecting. Moving lower again. Probably going to look for that divergence, right? Go down a little bit more. Maybe around to 19.758. Create some bullish divergence. And then probably go in. Neutral on the other side, 39.75. That is it, man. That is it. Let's move on to Litecoin. What is happening with Litecoin, man? Again, guys, if you want to join us on Twitter, it's going out right now for you. So you can chat with me there as well. And yeah, I finally got my DVT wallet installed today. Not very user-friendly, I would say, right? It's a good observation, I guess. It could be a little bit more user-friendly. And right now, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to send the funds there, because I think I have to create an address or something. But it allows you to create multiple addresses, which is weird, I think. I'm not sure, man. I'm still, like, checking out that received part. Again, I wish it was a little bit more intuitive and user-friendly. But I think I'm reading the instruction. It's the first wallet I actually have to read the instructions to, like, know what I want to do with it. But it seems like it's a good project, man. I think it has a lot of potential, and it has some growth ahead. Plus, someone in the community, I think it's Lex, is gonna give out 200,000, something like that, 250,000 maybe, DVTs for whoever follows him on Twitter and retweets, right? Whoever is number 300 to 500 followers will be eligible for that. So if you want some free DVT or a free asset, I think he said it was worth about 55 pounds. So about 60 bucks. So if you want to get free 60 bucks just for following and sharing a retweet, go ahead and do it, man. I did it. It's a no-brainer, right? Why not, man? Plus, I've been talking with them a little bit lately, and they seem like a really cool group. So again, I'm really looking forward to being part of that community. What's happened with Litecoin? Yesterday, moving down 0.90. Today, moving up down still 0.03. Sitting at 1.11% of market cap. The price of Litecoin at $44.03. Now, what is happening here? We call it bullish divergence. Action to the upside. We moved up. Above the 20, we failed today and moving down because Bitcoin moved down, right? Why not? Today, we tried to rally a little bit, failed, and right now we're still moving down. Starting to make negative momentum again and neutral on the RSI at 48.65. Let's go on the 4-hour. What is happening? We're rallying a little bit, right, on bullish divergence that we called out. From then on, we felt to get higher. And again, we started to move down because Bitcoin also moved down. And that's about it. Nothing else happening with this coin, right? High, low, high, low, high, low. We have regular market motion. Moving down, getting a bounce. And again, simulating what Bitcoin did. Now, here, we don't have that negative momentum island here that a lot of other coins had. We're going from positive. But if we were to follow this area, we'd have to come to this low. And this low, as you can tell, is more. So low, a lot of negative momentum. Higher low, less negative momentum. Low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. So I'm not going to call any divergence on Litecoin on the 4-hour. Now let's go to the 1-hour chart. Oh man, the charts got stuck. There we go. Alright, so low, lower, low, negative, more negative, low on the RSI, lower on the RSI, hitting over sold at some point in time at 10 in the morning at 27.52. From then we bounce, we're still sitting sold at 38.36 though. And again, I'm waiting for something to happen here. I'm not seeing much. High, lower high, positive, less positive, high on the RSI, lower on the RSI. Try to get a bounce, not even touching the 20 and failing, moving down again. Potentially waiting for that divergence to happen, right? Bitcoin Jake saying, I really should turn my L3 back and mine some Litecoin. Yeah, why not, man? Why not, right? If you can, power to you, man. Go for it. Start getting some Litecoin. It's not that expensive right now. Sold at 37.97. Not a lot happening with Litecoin, unfortunately. Let's go on to Binance. Yesterday gained dominance 0.52. Today gaining 0.16. Sitting at the 20 simple moving average, 1.02%. Where is the price of Binance at? $16.83. That's where it's at. Right? Stack some wallets cheap. Yeah, dude, you should do that. Maybe it's cheap. You can stack it right now and then sell it at a profit, man. Plus, dude, your electric bill is covered, man. So, what's another machine gonna run you on electricity, right? Just tell the landlord you were like using your toaster oven a little bit more, and they'll be fine, you know, whatever. Anyways, moving above the 20, right? What is happening with Binance? Yesterday we tried to move down. We managed to hold the 20, which is good. Today it looks like we're gonna move down again. Not really looking forward to that. Starting to make positive momentum. Lower than the previous positive, so high, lower, high. Positive, less positive. High on their side, lower, right? Neutral at 54.98. That's it. Not a lot happening. Again, like I said. Let's go to the 4 hours. The 4 hour. We looked at this divergence. We moved down, hit the 20, bouncing it. Again, something we expect to happen. From then on, let's see. We went slightly higher with more positive momentum, higher on the RSI. So let's look at this here. Oh, we do. No, we don't. From here, we're going lower. Let's see this. 5, 6, 9. 617, so we're going slightly higher. We're starting to make negative momentum though, less than before. So again, no bullish divergence here, but neutral on the other side, 54.12. Again, waiting for some divergence to develop. Let's go to the 1 hour. The 1 hour we called bearish yesterday at 8 p.m. So we're here right at 10, hitting the 20, getting that bounce that we expect, and then breaking down just because Bitcoin broke down. That's it, man. We could have gone higher still, but Bitcoin, damn you moved us down. Look at this long drop, man, and then this very, very nice recovery. It seems like it's measuring almost the same length as the body, bro. I want to see the measure. 702. $566, so slightly less. So the wick is much longer than the body, man. That is so trippy. That's a good bullish sign, right? That we're rejecting much lower prices. Again, trying to rally, hitting the 20 and moving down. Whatever. There's not much we can do here. But we do have something going on here. I'm not sure if the other ones had it. Right, on the 1 hour. Low, higher, low, negative, more negative. Neutral on the other side, sold, right? So we're going to a lower point. Again, creating some hidden bullish potential action to the upside, and very nice recovery happening. Very, very nice for Binance. Now, since we just finished this section, I'm going to move on to the vault, man. The vault. What's happening with Dow? Oh, 5.6, man. Not that bad, right? I went in about 5. I think it was here, man, when I went in. I was worried about this going much lower, particularly because we have this huge position here. Apparently someone already aided it again, even though we haven't really hit. Oh, we did, man. We did hit that over here again, right? That 5.7. So someone ate at that 5.7 size. I think it was at 2.8 yesterday, and right now it's at 2.56 million. That is a huge. Yeah, we'll look at the Dow, man. That is a huge position, man. That's going to be blocking any movement to the upside. If we want to get more strength here, this is a huge sell order, man. That's not bad. Yeah, no problems, man. Yeah, we'll look at the Dow, man. No problem. Dow party? Nah, we'll look at the Dow in a second. No, this is a DVT, man. This is another asset. It's up 7% today, which is not bad, actually. I'm glad I'm holding this, man. I bought it at 5. It's up like 2.6, so I'm up like 10% already. Something like that. So not that bad, right? It's probably someone that bought some at 2 sats a few weeks ago or months ago. Yeah. I mean, see, yeah, it's weird that they put like 5.6 sats. It really throws me off, man. I'm not sure if it's really 5.6 or if it's like 56 sats, man. It really throws me off because I didn't believe there were like more fractions of a sat, right? It's just subdivisible to a certain extent, right? To like 8 positions, 9 positions, 8 positions, something like that. And right now I'm looking at this, I'm like 5.06, man. That's why I tell you, this exchange makes me trip when I look at some of the coins and I just look at that 0.1. I just don't think it's 0.1. I think it's like 56, right? Alright, cool. So they still subdivided the sats somehow. That's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, 5 sats. Alright, cool. Not a big deal. Again, buying into this project is pretty cool, guys. I'm not advocating for them, right? You guys can do whatever you guys want. Again, that is your decision. I got into it because I talked to some of the guys from there, and they seem like pretty cool guys, so why not, right? Again, that was my in. It's really cheap. I only put like 20 bucks in also, so I haven't really gone in much harder. Just have a like 50,000 coin position on DVT. I might expand later on depending on how it behaves. Again, I'm not sure how much the team is going to impulse this to make it go higher. I'm still like getting to know the project a little bit more, but again, the people are really cool. So that being said, I just wanted to look at where the price was. I'm not going to do analysis for this right now. I'm going to move on to gold and silver, right? No one has requested any coins, so I'm going to move on to gold and silver. What is happening with gold and silver, man? Silver moving down on the daily. Did we move down? Yes, man. Again, on divergence, right? Actually, the downside. I'll get rewards every 30 days also. Good long-term hodl. Yeah, man. So long as it doesn't go like 1 sat and doesn't move up again, you know, or like 0.1 sat as like that other project that I showed you, man. It's insane. Anyways, moving down. Again, we knew it was a potential. Again, we did talk about potentially heading to our 18 cent area. We haven't gotten there yet. Again, we're also overbought, right? We talked about that yesterday. Moving down on silver. Again, expected. Gold, again, divergence also. Moving down. Look, it still managed to pull back a little bit from where we were yesterday, but still we have that divergence. Even against the RSI, started to move down. It was sitting bought at 62 right now, still bought at 60. So again, potentially we come down, hit the 20, try to bounce from there. If we lose it, then we have that 1,704 at gold, right? Now let's look at the markets, man. S&P up 48 points again. You know, finally got that positive island coming in, which is good. That's what we wanted. And as you can tell, we're going from here to here. And again, creating that strong bearish divergence. Now this is a new positive momentum island. It can still build, but we have it right now. So watch out for that, right? Nikkei up 161 points, right? Also anchoring to a new positive, right? So good. That hit. We have that strong bearish still. Toronto down. Sorry, up 112. All this red, right? It gapped up in the opening and then moved down. So again, beautiful. Nothing to call there yet. London up 74 points again. Gap down and then moved up, right? But we still have that divergence there to look at. Sitting bought at 68.97 on the RSI. Now let's move on to the Dow. Yeah, now we're gonna talk about the Dow, man. The Dow. Where is the Dow? Here it is. Up 369 points, man. What? Yes. For reals, man. Did we manage to go higher than before? Nope. We still have this high, lower high, less positive momentum, lower on the RSI. So again, we're not going to call anything on the Dow. Waiting for it to move. What's happening with the Dow Live? US 30, right? Again, moving down a little bit, and we might go down and hit the 20. Again, if this opens red, it will give us a good indication as to where the market could go. Gotta wait for it to happen, though. So that's it for the Dow. I'm going to look at oil. Why not look at oil real quick, right? Oil's still climbing, man. Awesome. Are we still creating divergence? Yes. I think so. 110, 1.3. No, we no longer have divergence, sadly enough. So oil, doing good, man. Good things happening for oil. At 36.31, again. Do we have divergence in this one? I do believe in this one we still might have it, right? 1.33, 1.13, definitely. Even from here to here, right? We'll still have divergence. 63.85, 64, slightly higher. So just on the MACD, we still have divergence. Potential movement to the downside. West Texas, let's look at that. I don't believe we're gonna have it in West Texas anymore because we managed to move high. We're still lower than the previous high, which is good, right? So again, we still have that divergence. High, lower, high, positive, more positive, and slightly higher here. So we're creating a hidden bearish here, right? Hidden bearish divergence, potential movement. Man, a mosquito bit me, dude. I already got a rash. That's crazy. I didn't even see it flying around here, man. And that was recent. Damn used mosquitoes. Bought at 67.87 on the RSI. That's it for oil, man. Kind of sucks that JCPenney stopped trading, right? No longer a ticker. No longer there. What? Such an old company. Remember how I told you guys it was a bad in? Because they were not going to do good in their quarterly earnings. And, you know, it kind of sucks to see a company of that size go out of business. Particularly because they employed so many people, you know, in their warehouses, in their stores. Whatever operations they had, call center, website. Hopefully they get absorbed by Amazon and something good comes out of this. But you know, bye-bye brick and mortar store for JCPenney, right? Probably just going to become an online retailer again. And yeah, it kind of sucks, man. It would have been a good buy if it had a good potential. But COVID was not going to help. And, you know, who knows what's going to end up happening with this particular store, right? Still yet to be determined. Let's see what the next chapter brings for them. Chapter 11, JCPenney. Stay tuned. Something else. Let's look at Bitcoin. What else? What do you guys want to talk about? What other projects interest you guys that you would like for me to cover here on the stream? Let me know on the chat. I'm really interested as to what other projects I can cover for you guys here. Or talk about, right? Either low cap, big cap, doesn't matter, man. Or other exchanges we can look at, you know. So long as you're interested in, we can look at stuff, right? So again, let me know if you want to look at something in particular. I'll leave the chat open for a second. Library, awesome, man. Let's look at the library. Libri. Okay, cool. We'll use this one from Bittrex, I guess. Yeah, library at 0.06 cents, man. Not that bad. Got a good rally, bro. Very nice rally. From like 1 cent, 0.007 back in March, all the way to like 6 cents. Right now, sitting at 3 cents. Half of that, unfortunately, but you know, good rally, man. This project did a good rally, man. I'm not sure how many of this Libra credits I have, or library, or however you want to say this. Alright, now let's do some analysis on this, right? 84, 82, alright. First things, from here to here. Low to high, right, on the RSI, overbought. So first of all, it was extremely overbought. Big chance you could come down, right? So again, we would expect a movement. Accompanied by strong bearish divergence. Again, movement happening, right? So again, not surprised of this movement coming down. Hitting the 20, we're starting to lose it though. Probably had a similar movement as the rest of crypto here, with Bitcoin going down and probably bringing this project down with it a little bit. Neutral on the RSI right now, 50.87. It's resetting, so let's wait and see what this brings for us. I haven't looked farther back to get the flow of the project. I will tomorrow and off the air, and I'll probably start to get some like better idea as to how this is looking. But again, I do like this curve to the upside. It could come crashing hardcore though. Let's go on the 4 hour. See this, right? See this from here to here? Let me just make sure this is going to be on the 4 hours, right? From here to here, right? Going slightly higher still. Look what's happening here every time. Going lower, and then lower again, right? Then going lower here, and lower still. Bearish divergence action, downside. Boom, broke below the 20. Tried to rally, failed, moved down again, right? Tried to rally, failed, and moving much lower. Now, we are creating on the 4 hour strong bullish divergence, right? Against the MACD, not against the RSI. On the RSI, we're sitting oversold at 28.61, and a chance that this divergence, right, the strong bullish divergence, could start playing off and potentially start bringing us up on the price. It's on the 4 hours. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Again, library, it's like a YouTube, a crypto version of YouTube. Still not as popular, still doesn't have a lot of people there. I wish it had more people and a lot more content, and it was a little bit more easy to navigate. You can download an app for your smartphone or your browser, or for like your computer, and that's fine. Man, I am posting there, right? I am posting there automatically. I don't do anything. It just brings my videos from YouTube and exports them into that area, and that's fine. I don't have anything against it. I really don't have to do a lot with that right now, right? That platform. I don't get a lot of comments. I don't get a lot of followers there. I think I just have like 36 followers, but that's fine, man. I mean, if you're following my library, thank you. And if you're watching my videos on library, thank you. But, you know, I don't do much for that content platform yet. But that's cool. So let's look at what's happening with this short term, right? High, low, high, low, high, 67, 67.42, 67.97, slightly higher. So we can say it's equal height and coming in. We don't have any kind of bearish divergence. Again, moving down. This would be around. Sorry, where's 10 in the morning, man? This would have been the Bitcoin drop, and then from then it still dropped more. So again, Bitcoin didn't bring this down; it just came down on its own. High, lower, high, positive. Sorry, negative, less, more negative, and really, really oversold at 13.73 on the RSI. I mean, we don't have any technicals right now that are bullish. But being so low on the RSI could be a potential for a U-turn, right? It is very, very low. 13.73. I mean, it still go down to like 0, but from here you can only go up, right? And try to come back to this area. And again, there's two ways you do it. You either like float sideways and then you slowly start to creep up again, or you like do a U-turn and go up in a bounce, and then this would come up really quickly back up onto this neutral zone. But again, library, that's about it for this, man. What else? We looked at library. Again, good project. I am a part of that community. I am not active, like I said, on the library or whatever. I'm not acquiring library tokens. I just, whatever I get on the platform, that's fine. But yeah, good project, man. Thank you for bringing it up, Bitcoin Jake. Bitcoin Jake, man. Man of action. Programmer extraordinaire, creator of Satoshi Quest, and bringer of sats to the winners, I guess. Did someone win that last Satoshi Quest? I can't remember if you told me, man. Yeah, I can't remember if you told me someone won that one. You said someone was close, or maybe they won $30. I can't remember. I think someone won the last Satoshi Quest. Benton Green, how's it going, man? I know you cover Bitcoin, but which direction are you thinking is going to head in the coming days, week? Okay, cool. Benton Green, yes, we'll look at that in a second, man. Let me go back to that. Bitcoin Jake saying, yeah, it's still unconfirmed transaction of like $35. Awesome, man. Hope the new Satoshi Quest brings more earnings and more attention, man, and more streamers to your project, man. I'm really glad that that is going good. Yeah, bro. Benton, let me go back to Bitcoin and look at that, right? We had divergence. We called it to the downside again. I didn't call it live. I was tracking this on my computer in the day. I exit my position again. Right now, what I said, right? Short term on the 1 hour. What I'm looking for. We're obviously not going to a 20 right now, although we could, and there's nothing wrong with that. If we go to 20, we're going to test it, see if we get above it or break down. If we break down, we could be looking for a new low. And if we look for a new low, this is what I'm hoping for, right? I'm hoping for this to come down, right? Create divergence, right? Again, coming slightly lower. It doesn't have to be this low, right? It could be here, whatever's lower than whatever low this was, right? This long candle. This on the Bitstamp chart. So I'm waiting for this to come low, right? And then have less negative momentum, right? And slightly higher on that RSI. And create some bullish divergence and try to get a new pump. Now, a new pump will potentially get us to the 9,565 area, which is the area we just rejected, right? We got above it briefly, broke down below. We actually rejected 9,600, or very close to 9,600. And then we rejected here that 9,565 area, right? So again, we're going to face it as resistance probably. And then right now we have the 20. So that's why I don't believe if we go up, it's going to be very strong. We do have two resistances right there. But again, not to say it cannot happen, right? Here we broke through the 20 and that through that support as well, right? So we broke through to supports like nothing. So there's nothing that says that we cannot just go back and bounce back up. Now volatility is open on the Bollinger Bands, and violent moves can happen. So again, a violent move would be this going up like crazy, right? But again, it would be much better if we had some kind of bullish divergence before we go up. That's why I'm hoping for this movement down. Not too strong, slightly enough to get that divergence to come in and bounce. But again, we're seeing this candle coming up, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if we go back and flirt with this 9,500 area. Now, we've managed to move above that. We have another potential support or resistance, basically right now to the upside, because we have tested it before. 9,650 area, right? That area could potentially be a resistance. And then if we get above that, then, we'll probably have manufacture some kind of resistance here as well. And here as well, because we've rejected higher prices, right? And I do believe in this chart I might have something here. I don't. But we could be looking at something like that, right? That movement there. And this movement there, right? So again, food for thought. We could be making a triangle, symmetrical. Still yet to be determined. And I did something here on this chart for Bitcoin. I can't remember if I did it on the daily. No, not this one. This one. This Bitcoin to Tether on Binance. And I was just looking at this and trying to figure out if I wanted to call this a channel or not. Now, if I was to call this a channel just by going by the wicks, I would be ignoring this wick that went out and this wick that went out. And I don't quite like ignoring it. But it does seem to make some sense at some point in time. Like here we respected that midline. Here we respected the midline, right? Here we respected the midline again. And here we're rejecting the midline. So again, we could be in an uptrend in Bitcoin, right? This could be another way to look at it, right? And right now, a movement down, like I said, creating that divergence, we could still go all the way down here and touch that 9,000 area, 9,050, 9,000, maybe even 9,000 on the dot, 8,900, right? And maybe try to get a bounce on the bottom of this channel and go up. Now, on the daily, we're still holding the 20, which is key, right? So again, a movement down could potentially see us go to the 20 at 9,315 here. Let's look at the other chart that we were looking at. I think it was this one. 9,320 again, right? So if I go to the 1 hour and I go to 9,320, we'll be looking somewhere around here for that low, right? So again, coming down to this area would seem to make sense, right? And a movement down, hit that 20, try to get some support there, create that divergence, and maybe bounce, right? Again, that's a possibility. And we could try to go to the upside. Again, to the downside, we would also have support, right? We would also have the 786 here acting as support at 9,087, right? So nothing keeps us from coming all the way down here, retesting, and try to run, and maybe you try to get to 100% up here at like 10,000 and change, right? 10,515. But we're going to have resistances again. 10,000 has been proven to be strong. We can go up and test it again in a couple of days, maybe. I'm not sure we're going to test it soon, right? And like I said, this could still come down. Again, nothing wrong with coming down a little bit. Try to run. Even well, although a movement down would certainly have us make more negative momentum than here, right? We could end up moving down slightly more, like, where's my drawing tool here? We could probably still come down here, right? And we could go something like that, and then something like that, right? And create some hidden bullish, right? And try to get a bounce. Again, I'm still looking, right now, Bitcoin is one of those take it a day at a time, right? Outlook long term. All assets that are scarce tend to go up in the long term, right? Gold, silver, metals, base metals. Oil at some point in time is going to go up again as well. So again, all scarce assets will go up. It's just a matter of time. So given time and long enough time, there's no reason why Bitcoin shouldn't be going much, much higher than 10,000, 20,000. I'm not going to give you a prediction, right? Because it's going to depend on many factors, right? Like I said, no one could have anticipated COVID-19 and the effect it's going to have on the economy. Although COVID-19, it was just like the feather that tipped the scales because there was so much back stuff that was happening already prior to COVID-19. And COVID-19 is what everyone's using as the excuse or the scapegoat as to for all the messes that were out there. And now they're being covered by, oh, it's COVID-19 fault that the economy is so bad. BS, it's due to bad monetary policy, right? Anyways, trade war. Yes, trade war could potentially bring the price of Bitcoin up. We talked about that before. We said that a while back, that trade war was a catalyst for Bitcoin price action to the upside and gold price action to the upside. But recession hadn't been a catalyst because gold went up, but Bitcoin went down when there were talks of recession. Now, like I said, Bitcoin was and has not been tested throughout a recession yet. So it still has to yet earn its name as a store of value or as a safe haven, if you want. Right now, I guess what we would need to do is basically wait for this recession to happen, have Bitcoin hold, and then it will be its first recession. Gold has been used before as a store of value throughout recessions, so it has been tested, right? Battle tested. Bitcoin is the first time, right? It's a rookie, man. It's a noob on the battlefield. It just completed basic training, right? It was born out of a recession, completed basic training, and right now it's on the battle. And let's see if it holds its ground, right? And from then on, if it manages to hold, it could be good. Now, something else, man. Benton, we could start to see this tighten a little bit more, right? That 9,560 and the 20, right, coming together, and we start to get squeezed, and then we just explode. That explosion could be either way. Again, it would be a triangle, more or less, that we would be making. But that's more or less what I would expect, right? Again, waiting for this to play out a little bit more. I told you guys a while back there's a lot of indecision in the market. And look at the price fluctuations, right? We're just being floating more or less sideways, right? The pandemic is just a catalyst. Actions by central banks have pumped up this enormous bubble. Yes, I'm thinking Bitcoin will continue to perform well overall, even with some extreme volatility. Yes, I agree with you. And can't remember, one of my buddies once told me this small quote or phrase, and it said, "Look how bad the economy has crumbled when people stop buying unnecessary stuff and just started buying what they really need," right? Because with COVID and recession, everyone stopped buying. Everyone stopped going to the mall just because there's nothing else to do and spending stuff they didn't really need to buy. Just because they went to the mall, they end up coming up with something, right? Or going online and buying something, right? But right now that people are a little bit more conscious with the money because of the recession, it's incredible that when people just buy what they need, right? Food and basic goods and maybe some basic clothing and things to get by, the economy is falling, right? Because that's consumerism, right? That's what they want you to do. They want you to just buy in stupid shit that you don't need so you can fill your house, trying to impress people that don't even like you, or that you don't really care for. But just because that's what society wants you to do. They just want you to keep on buying stuff you don't need. Why? Because that's what keeps the machine going, right? If you don't buy, who's going to produce? If you don't produce, people lose jobs. If people lose jobs, there's unemployment and there's crime and there's everything, right? So what do? Well, have them buy stuff so we can have more production, right? That means employment. Then we have people on sales floors. That means employment. So all this, man, all this economy right now of making you buy stuff you don't need, coming up with goods you don't really need, small gadgets for the kitchen, whatever stuff, right? People trying to make a quick buck, coming up with these inventions, trying to solve a problem that's really not there. A lot of people end up buying all that stuff, right? QVC, whatever you want to call it, I seen on TV, whatever, man. All these things you buy that don't do anything for you, and most of the time you just buy them, use them once, and then they go and sit on your garage forever. It's just part of this economy that's really causing price inflation, and we just need to have people occupied somehow, right? We're not really letting people become entrepreneurs. We're having them become employees because that's what the government and people want you to do. But when you're an entrepreneur and you create jobs, then it's good, right? Then you're creating something. You're giving something to society. But by working, you're taking from society. You're taking a job from someone that created it, right? And all this brings us to this bubble again, where we have a lot of people. There's a lot of people that need to be employed. So there needs to be a lot of sales for that people to keep on going, and they need to sell stuff, right? That's why way back when, clothes, a pair of shoes would last you forever, man. Right? Talk to an old person, man. I've talked to old people, man. They tell you they had shoes from with leather soles, and they just resold them every now and then, put new soles in them, and they've been wearing those shoes for the past, I don't know, 30, 40 years, you know. But right now, you buy a pair of shoes, next year you throw them out, you buy a new one, right? Because that's consumerism, right? If you don't do that, then people don't have employments, because who's gonna buy more shoes if they last forever, right? And someone was telling me that as well, because there was this thing where European clothing was made to last forever, right? And then American clothing became one of those things that you wear a couple times and then you throw away, right? Like Western clothing, let's say. Old world clothing used to last longer. New world clothing lasts less, because then you have to buy more, right? And if you keep on buying, then you keep on spending, and that means people keep having jobs. And people keep on consuming, and then we keep on using resources from the planet, which means that those are jobs as well, right? The cotton fields require people to operate the machines, and then the cotton mills need people to operate there as well, and then the people that make the fabrics need people to work there as well. So it's a big work chain of people, right? That if you stop that because clothes lasted forever or lasted for longer periods of time, you wouldn't be buying that much, and then all that would have to be thinned out so that you don't have that surplus of all this fabric and clothing and etc., right? So again, if you get the picture of what I'm trying to say, it's just that we've been trained to keep on buying so that we can keep on sustaining an unsustainable model, right? Because this model has to break at some point in time. It cannot go on forever. You cannot keep on inflating. You cannot buy a pair of shoes every day just so that people can keep having jobs. We need to create different ways to have jobs. We have to create different opportunities for people, and that would lead to a healthier economy, right? Anyways, Henry's saying people are wasting money on home improvement for Instagram trends and likes. Yes, and I've seen like this picture of a guy that looks smiley, like picture perfect, shiny in the background, right? Like, on the background with like a nice sunset, etc. And then right outside of the spotlight, his apartment's a mess, right? Like, people just want to show you what you want to see, right? Because they believe that they want to show a perfect life. They want to show a perfect thing happening. I have a friend who is divorced, and she doesn't even live with her kids, and she uploads pictures with her kids weekly, like she's living with them, because she wants to show people that she is with her kids when she's not. So again, people want to show you what you want to see, right? So don't buy what you see on the internet, man. Instagram is BS. That's why people are starting to get rid of likes and all these things, right? Because people were doing very stupid stuff for likes, putting even themselves in danger, grave danger, sometimes even fatalities, just to have a like. And that is the dumbest thing you can do. People should like you for who you are. You shouldn't have to pose for someone to like you, right? Like this channel, like me, this is the way I am every day, man. So I don't really have I don't need to have a face or a facade for this. This is who I am, man. If you like it, that's good. If you don't like it, that's fine as well, right? You're entitled to your opinion. And if you don't like it, you can switch off to another channel. If you like it, you can stay tuned and watch more, right? So again, this is the way it is here. So, no BS. And I tell you that in the intro, right? This is facts, dude. There's no BS. There's not hypocrisy. It's just honesty, and that's the way it is. Anyways, Henry Cole also saying, but some also just doing home improvements for good reasons to make their space more peaceful, since they don't know how long they'll be quarantined. Yes, I do agree. Look, man. Right now in the house, we started a small garden. I did go out and got a couple crates of wine, empty. I didn't buy them with wine. And then I just bought some spar urethane, and I did some coatings on it. Slight sanding, bought some wood to make legs, drill some holes, put a bottom support. And I have a very small balcony, man. It's like maybe about 7 feet long by, 3 feet wide. So it's very, very tiny. Like, you cannot even fit a good chair out there. But we just want to have something growing because I have kids and I gotta keep them entertained. So we did the whole beans in like the cotton experiment, and that's no BS, dude. I actually have them back here. Right, look, beans on the cotton. I did have them in a clear glass. I have other ones outside already planted, but my kid liked the experiment so much he wanted to do it again. So I do have these small beans growing here on the cotton, and then we just put them outside in the small garden that we're making to have something to keep them entertained. Right, we show them about growth of plants, rooting systems, etc. So yeah, it's good for them, and it gives us a little bit something else to do also in the house. Henry Co saying fired thoughts, yeah, and then had to delete my Instagram to focus more on the markets. Yeah, man, I have an Instagram for the state of crypto. I rarely use it, to be honest. I'm not using it right now, and I don't use it because I rarely go in there, man. I don't have a lot of pictures to post. I barely have time, get through the stream properly, chill here. But as soon as I'm out of here, I gotta do stuff with the family. So I don't have time to be editing pictures to put on Instagram, right? So right now I'm mainly focused here. I go on Twitter randomly, spend a little bit more time on Discord, Twitter, than other places. And that's good because I believe I can get better engagement with people that are like-minded on Twitter and on Discord, right? So that's why I tell you guys, if you want to join me there, feel free. Discord, I'm there. If you ping me, I'll reply. And then Twitter, if you send me something, I'll also reply. So I'm available, right, throughout the day. It serves me as a small break from work. Sometimes I just pause for 5 minutes, look at Twitter, go out, chill with my kids for a bit, come back in. This is actually a storage room that I adapted into for the stream. So over here it's cluttered with bags for travel, some of my wife's hobby stuff, books back there. I have a shelf here with like books, movies, etc. And then back here is like my kids' Lego collection. Well, mine and my kids' Lego collection. And then some of my drink stuff. And yeah, you know, so like this is like a storage. It's really not a proper office, but it's what I use as a make-do office. And also my stream quarters, man, is the war room for trading. But yeah, man. So I stream out of the. There's actually a room within the house. It just serves as storage, though. Right now we're not using it. At some point in time, it's probably gonna become my daughter's room. So I'm probably gonna have to clear out and maybe move my streaming headquarters somewhere else. Anyways, I think we're getting completely off topic. Back to crypto. What's happening with Bitcoin? Starting to move down. Again, not too much though, but I want to get this divergence to develop and get the potential pump. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Good stream. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of stuff off, I guess. Anyways. Yeah. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight. This is Still Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. Thank you for being here with us. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, and that sub. Again, guys, yeah, really, thank you for being here. It's so humbling that you guys want to spend time with me and come in here, chill, talk crypto, you know, Bitcoin, Ripple, Library, whatever, guys. We'll talk about it. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of State of Crypto. 10 p.m. Central. I'll try to be on time tomorrow. Again, sorry, today got a little bit hectic. I had problems with the internet. And basically got them sorted out prior to starting, right? Benton, thanks. You'll stay tuned. Awesome, man. Give us a subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And yeah, man, we're here live, man. This episode 247, 48? I think it's 47, 247, man. So we've been doing this for almost 247 days. I have taken some breaks every now and then. Thanks for that sub, bro. I've been doing this for over 247 days. Sometimes when I travel from work, it's a little bit hectic because the hotel doesn't have good connection for me to... Yeah, Henry has been here for a week, yeah. The hotels sometimes don't have good internet, and I have to do it over Wi-Fi. It's not the best, man. And it just gives me so much pain to really sit there and like tape it, because even the hotel has a lot of bad echo and it makes the sound so horrible. So sometimes if I'm not super tired by the time I finish work, because when I travel it's really ended up really late, I would have to sit down. I've done it once and I had the horrible experience, dude. The sound was completely off. Have a couple static videos. If you guys go check those out, they're from way back, maybe October of last year. If you go check those out, you'll see that the sound is horrible, dude. I was taping with my PlayStation headset. I didn't have a travel camera. Right now I bought a travel mic. I just don't remember where I placed it. Somewhere around here. But I have a small travel Samsung mic that I bought so I could record myself. And just do static videos. On static videos I don't show my face. It's just a screen, me talking about it. And I do two parts, right? I do the news on one part, if you guys want to catch that. Then I do another part with the technicals. Very focused to what it is. Then I can upload them both, and then that's it, right? But sometimes I get really tired and I don't get a lot of time to do them by the time I finish work, right? Sometimes I finish work at midnight when I'm traveling, and by that time I just want to hit the hay, because then the next day is, again, 7 in the morning. I have to be up and working, so it gets pretty hectic. So anyways, thank you guys for being here again. I just made the outro very long. But again, thank you for joining me. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of State of Crypto, guys. Thank you for being here. Gonna catch stream in the middle of the desert soon. Oh, I'm gonna be able to stream in the middle of the desert soon. Thanks, man. Then Benson saying, I travel often, engineer, and totally understand the struggle. Yeah, man. It is hard to travel and be at work. Sometimes when you travel, you're going to work, right? You're not going on a leisure trip. So you have to be there for work. And if it takes longer than usual, then it just gets so freaking tiring, man. Anyways, again, guys, we can keep on chatting tomorrow. I don't want to keep you up a lot. I know a lot of you guys are on the East Coast, and for you, it's probably already like midnight or half past midnight. So we'll talk again tomorrow, right? Yeah, come back tomorrow. We'll keep on chatting, and we'll see what happens with Bitcoin, right? I'm waiting for this to go down. Hopefully we get that movement. If not, again, be tuned for a movement to the upside, right? And if we break 9,500 and the 20, then we could probably go up higher, right? We do have another resistance though ahead, remember. 9,650, right? So again, So some areas to look forward to the upside. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Until then, stay cool, guys. I'll be here tomorrow again.